Kody Brown used to be the head of his huge polygamist family, but on the new episode of Sister Wives, he actually had a meltdown directed at his kids, and you'll never believe what it was about.
Oh no, it's none of my business what you think about me.
The delusion that Kody lives in on the new episode of Sister Wives was absolutely bizarre. I mean, don't get me wrong, guys. It wasn't as nearly as bad as the first episode, where he spent literally the entire episode screaming at Christine about her choice to leave the family. He did seem to be a little bit calmer than the last episode, but honestly, between his meltdowns about his kids and his and Robin's complete lies, it was all just really weird, and to me, it all started with Robin's lies. So Robin was claiming that all of the other wives are always asking where he is and claiming that he doesn't spend enough time with them, and she actually had the nerve to say that he's not at her house. No, supposedly he's just really busy, and I'm like, I'm sorry, but haven't the last 2 seasons of this show been about how Kody is not busy? I mean, every single episode has been about how Kody won't leave Robin's house because of the pandemic. But does Robin forget that she's on TV and we all know what's happened before? I mean, I just don't get it. But a few minutes later, Kody even admits that he hasn't done anything over the last year, including his work responsibilities and seeing friends. So what's the real story, Robin? And why didn't these two get their story straight before going on TV and just lying about it? Because Janelle even got in on exposing their lies, and Robin and Kody claim that Kody never babysits his kids, and yes, he actually used the term babysits about his own children. But according to Robin and Kody, Kody never helps with the childcare because he's just so busy with his work, and that they'd be losing too much money if he did, and supposedly it costs less for them to hire someone to help with the kids than it does for him to help with the kids, which don't even get me started on this, because isn't their main reason for being a polygamous family that they have other wives to help with childcare? I mean, all of the other wives have older kids. They could easily help out with Robin's 2 younger kids, and yet Robin clearly has no interest in that because she's hired someone to take care of her kids instead of asking her 3 sister wives who would have helped for free. But anyway, Janelle called out Robin and Kody on their lies without even realizing it, because she said that the reason Kody doesn't spend a lot of time with her is because he ends up at Robin's a lot so that he can help with the little kids, but without even realizing that Robin and Kody were trying to deny this is the case in their own interviews. And I mean, it was just so funny. The whole episode was pretty much just Kody contradicting himself, or Kody being in complete denial about what's happened to his family. And I mean, this guy blamed the pandemic over and over again without even stopping to realize that it's not about the pandemic. Everyone's finally saying what they've kept quiet for years. I mean, well, except for Mary, because she was barely in the last 2 episodes, but Janelle and Christine have finally admitted that everything has fallen apart because of Kody's extreme favoritism towards Robin. And it started last week with Christine finally admitting that, that started the breakdown of their marriage, not the pandemic, like Kody wanted to act like it was. And then this week, Janelle said that her kids are all having issues with their dad because they don't like how he treats Robin better than their mom, and how he spends more time with Robin over their mom. And she even said that she thinks, that Kody's over-the-top rules about the COVID were all a convenient excuse that he could spend all of his time with Robin, which haven't we all been thinking this the entire time too? But Kody just could not accept responsibility for any of this, and he keeps blaming everything but himself. And during his serious conversation with Christine, he actually says that he wants her to admit that she's leaving because of herself and that it's nothing to do with him. And Kody, take a step back and look at the way that you've treated her versus Robin over the years. She is definitely leaving because of how you've treated her, and everyone can see it. And then he even accused his kids of starting a clique and gossiping about him. And yes, his grown adult children, he thinks that they're all gigging up on him and gossiping about him behind his back. And let me tell you what he really means by that. He means that they're gossiping about Robin, because in reality, all of his anger comes back to protecting Robin, and he can't even see that all of his adult children are sick of how he treats their mothers compared to how he treats Robin. So I just don't understand how he doesn't realize that the kids want to have a normal relationship with him, but his choices are standing in the way of it. And then he even tried to blame his bad relationship with Christine's kids on the fact that she's leaving him. But, Kody, did you not just disappear from these kids' lives for the last year and blame it on the pandemic? I mean, it is clear to everyone but you that your relationship with them has nothing to do with Christine. But I will give him one thing in this episode. His conversation with Christine was actually a lot calmer and more normal than any behavior we've seen from him in years. And I was actually shocked. I mean, I really thought that maybe he was finally going to act like a normal, mature adult for once. And then he goes into this whole speech about how he feels convicted to fight for Christine. And I'm sure a lot of us were wondering, well, why? I mean, he clearly wants nothing to do with her romantically. And we all know that he only wants to be with Robin romantically, so why would he be so desperate to hold on to Christine when she wants to leave? I mean, I personally think that there are two possible reasons. The first is that he doesn't want to give up the control over her that he still, thinks that he has, and the second is that he doesn't want to split up his assets and lose Christine's income, and I really don't think he cares about keeping his kids with her in the area, because we've all seen that even when they were in the area, he didn't make an effort to see them at all. And I really think that this just all comes down to money and how difficult it would be to split everything up when they weren't legally married, and he has 3 wives still. But then he finally seemed to have some acceptance, which shocked me, and he said that he needs to get to a place where he can rejoice about Christine's happiness, which was honestly one of the most mature things he's ever said on the show, at least in my opinion. But then Christine pretty much starts crying and saying that that's the sweetest thing he's ever said to her, and it was a very nice thing to say, especially coming from Kody. But can you imagine if the nicest thing your husband had ever said to you was after you decided to split up? I mean, poor Christine. And don't even get me started on Robin's dramatics in the episode. I'm just so done with her and her lies. I mean, first of all, she was crying about, how you have to choose plural marriage every day because it's so difficult, and I don't think I've ever seen Robin choose plural marriage one single day in her life. I mean, she's never chosen to have a relationship with her sister wives. She's never chosen to lean on them for support, only Kody. And she's clearly encouraged Kody to be with her over the other wives. So how is that choosing plural marriage every day? I just don't think that if anyone should be talking about how to live plural marriage, it's Robin, who caused an entire plural marriage with 3 other wives to fall apart. And then she had the nerve to cry about how she misses her husband because this fight with Christine has made him so different and angry. But Robin, how do you think Christine has felt since you joined the family and Kody ditched his other wives? I mean, don't you think she's missed her husband too? But don't worry, I'm sure you'll get him all to yourself soon enough, because I really do think that Mary and Janelle are going to leave him sooner rather than later. But guys, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Such a strange, bizarre episode, and I am so grateful and happy that not that it's a good thing, but I am happy that, and I think it's entertaining, that we get to see, Christine and Kody's marriage really truly unravel on TV. And I'm happy for Christine. I think it's a very good thing for Christine, and I feel bad for her kids. And Kody, I can kind of just care less about. But that is just my 2 cents. I want to hear from you guys. You guys put in the comments below what you guys think. And like always, do me a huge favor. Hit that like, follow, share, subscribe button. And y'all better stay tuned for many more videos.